My name is Roger Johnson. I like taking pictures and I love to travel. Whether it's working as a professional tour guide, a flight attendant, or on my own for fun. Across America or around the world. This is my show. Hello and welcome to another Welcome to America Adventure Update. I am Roger Johnson.
And I'm Haley Chamberlain Nelson. We made a movie a few years back together.
Couple years ago. 50 States, 50 Days. The original intent of that was to do it as a TV show, and I wanted a co-host. We ended up making it as a movie instead. But ever since then, as I do the adventure updates, I've wanted to kind of move towards doing a co-host. So I'm going to have Haley. I flew down to North Carolina, Rodney and myself.
And here we are in the Untamed Science headquarters.
Not in my usual studio, but it is a wonderful studio, although nonetheless, and an even better co-host, for temporary co-host anyway. We're going to do a few episodes here. But
you need to get a good one in Minnesota.
I've got auditions scheduled. I've got people emailing me every day. Hey, I want to do your thing.
It's really fun. This guy is good to work with.
So.
And I just want to jump right in, if that's
okay,
all right.
Let's jump in.
And ask you a little bit about what you've been up to, because you recently did a bike adventure.
I went to San Francisco. Rented a bike. You get down by Fisherman's Wharf, and I think they've got them throughout San Francisco. But that's where I went to pick one up.
And where do you ride?
There's like a half a dozen, and then they've got trails all over the place. I went from Fisherman's Wharf down. You go past, and you can look out and see the Alcatraz out there. Fort Point, this cool old Civil War fort that they actually built the Golden Gate Bridge over the top of. There's the archway of the bridge on the one end.
So did you go over the bridge?
And then I went over to the bridge, up to the point overlooking the thing up by where we went down to the Kirby Cove campground where we stayed on the 50 States, 50 Days trip.
That place is amazingly beautiful, right under the bridge. Oof.
And so I went and I checked that out, and you can see it better during the daytime. We showed up in the middle of the night when we did the big trip.
But it'd be really nice to ride your bike at night across the bridge.
That would be fun. And I don't know if you can rent in the middle of it at night. I mean, they've got limited hours, but it's fun. So you don't have to bring your own bike with you. You can rent them there. There's several different places.
Oh man, these are great rates.
And they're
$30 a day.
So
not bad.
And you can go all the way around to the north end of the bay to Sausalito and take the ferry back across. So you do a big loop, go past Alcatraz and stuff.
I think that's how I would go see San Francisco with Rob, because he's such a big biker.
So yeah, that would be fantastic for him. And for anybody. And that's the thing, is that whatever your skill level is, you think of San Francisco and the hills and Lombard Street and the whole thing, but there were nice long stretches of nice, fairly flat areas to ride on.
Oh yeah.
It was crowded. Here's my one bit of advice. Well, two pieces of advice. Never go, one, when the weather is nice, two, when the America's Cup races are going on in San Francisco Harbor.
Just too crowded for
Just
you.
too crowded. There were people everywhere, and the bridge was crowded, which I think it would normally be on a busy day. You're riding your bike, and there's people, and then they stop and take pictures, and you got to weave around them. And there were signs that I think I got confused with and went the wrong way too. But they were confusing. But
no, I believe you. I believe you.
So that was my little bike adventure. Now you guys did a bike trip a couple years ago.
Because you're Roger. If you talk about a bike trip, I got to talk about a bike trip.
I went across the Golden Gate Bridge, and you went across Europe.
Europe. Yeah. So my husband and I, he's a biker. He likes to go long distance biking, and he was a little bit sad when we and this is, don't tell anybody this, but he was a little sad when we got pregnant, because he was like, oh, we're not going to be able to do our bike trip.
Don't tell anybody.
And so I wrapped this up for Christmas and gave it to him. This is a wonderful drawing that I made of him, and this is our future, saying, let's do the bike trip while we have our kid. And we did.
How fortuitous, you actually have the photo of the real thing.
And here's us. This is a little lake in Italy. And we started in Italy, and we biked straight up through Europe and ended in Sweden. And actually, it was incredibly fun. And I am not much of a biker, and I had only done a couple of things. I had been on like four trips of like 20 miles a piece before we went, and then it was fine. And this is my version of Lombard Street.
This is going over. Let me.
Okay.
That's going over the Alps into Switzerland from Italy.
This is Goddard Pass, and it's super squiggly back and forth and.
See,
up.
They know how to do switchbacks.
Yeah, and it was incredibly fun. It was a journey I will never forget, and I really would love to do it again. And you'd think that doing the mountains would be the hard part and you wouldn't want to do it again. And those are the parts that I would want to do again. I just want to go back and forth across the Alps over and over again because it was just the most breathtaking and beautiful.
Fourth is probably the easier part downhill.
I just want to mention, you saw San Francisco on the bike. And I think that is the way to see a place. Is if you can rent a bike somewhere and be in that place. If you're not walking around, if you're biking, you can just get to places really fast if it's not too crowded. And I mean, it's the most wonderful place, and you don't have to be a big biker to do it.
No, and everywhere you go, you can rent bikes, and it's pretty good. So
yeah, and the more you ride a bike, the better you are.
Better you are.
More confident.
I was gonna say it's like riding
a bike.
The
more you learn how to use the signs.
It's like riding a bike. But it is riding. Anyway.
It's like riding a bike.
It's like riding a bike. You know what? Visiting websites is like riding a bike. Once you go there once, you can hot list it, and then you can go back again. Welcome to America.us is my website.
UntamedScience.com is my website, and you can also look us up on YouTube, Untamed Science, and The Curious Parent, which is the science of parenting.
All right, and then you can check out the little commercial we're going to put at the end of this for the Welcome to America passport. And then
you need a bunch of these. Like, you need to get a bunch of these passports.
Watch the 50 States, 50 Days movie.
Gift.
And then afterwards you do your own adventure. And
I dare you to make Roger a millionaire.
I dare ya. I double dog dare ya. All right, that's it for now. I'm Roger Johnson, the world's first self-proclaimed welcome sign photography expert. I've got a photo of myself next to a welcome sign in all 50 U.S. states and the District of Columbia. And if you don't believe me, I've got a certificate to prove it, which I do need to sign. But that's not the point. The point is, if you've got obsessive compulsive travel disorder like I do, also known as OCTD or the travel bug, you know how much fun it is to keep track of your travel. I've been to all 50 states at least 4 times or more, and I do know how much fun it is to keep meticulous records. I've taken welcome sign photos, I've built complicated websites, produced expensive, time-consuming, award-winning travel documentaries. I put stickers on my van. I've drawn on maps and on myself. It's too much. But now I've found a better way. The Roger Johnson's Welcome to America passport. It's got the look and feel of a real passport. You can customize your passport with your name, personal information, photo, and signature on the information page. Pre-printed stamps for each state contain the date of statehood, as well as mottos, nicknames, landmarks, and symbols unique to each state. See? You can track your travels by coloring in the map in the back, as well as checking off each state and taking notes in the state checklist. So whether you're traveling by land, sea, or air, if it's your first state, your last, or somewhere in between, you too can track your travels with your very own Welcome to America passport. The Welcome to America passport is not an official document issued by any government agency. It is not required for travel anywhere in the United States, world, or known universe. It is strictly for fun as you track your own travels to all 50 United States and the District of Columbia. Buy yours today at welcometoamerica.us/passport. So if I figure I sell 2 million of these and I make $1 off of each one, I'll be a millionaire.
A lot of people ask us what Untamed Science is.
That's gonna be tough.
It's gonna be great!
It's,
This is Untamed Science.
Oh.
I love deep sea.
We're going to try to answer the question, when is acceleration the greatest in skydiving?
But we're not just a bunch of adventurers, we're also scientists and filmmakers.
So we pick a topic, and then we show the practical application of that out in the wild.
roll clouds for me. We're gonna get a tornado. Get out of here! Get out! Get out! No! Get out of here!
steep.
This is no ordinary afternoon ride.
I'm already starting to lose track of how many days we've been riding.
So if you like what we're doing, subscribe to our channel.
We're heading to Africa.